SUVs have been enjoying increasing popularity for several years. In the last few years in particular, the number of registrations for these larger automobiles has risen significantly. In 2020, however, SUV growth suffered a significant dampener due to the corona crisis. Before I go into explain more, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The Volkswagen Tiguan, which has consistently held first place in the SUV segment for years up to 2021, may be threatened with falling to second place in the new year of 2022. Its biggest competitor comes from the same house. We're talking about the Volkswagen T-Roc. In the monthly statistics for October 2021, this achieved higher registration figures for the first time than the Tiguan, which has been spoiled by success. In addition to the reliability and the high suitability for everyday use, also for families, what speaks in favor of the mid-range SUV is that with a base price starting at €29,000, it is significantly lower than other, comparable vehicles from German manufacturers. 3 years after its launch, the Volkswagen T-Roc has established itself at the top of the registration ranking. Now in second place, the T-Roc is getting closer and closer to the Tiguan that came first. A large proportion of buyers of the compact SUV, which is also available as a convertible, are people over 60. The combination of an elevated seating position with vehicle dimensions that are compact by SUV standards is partly responsible for its popularity. These make the T-Roc an interesting city car for many. The 150 HP 1.5-liter petrol and 2.0-liter diesel engines are often chosen as engines, which provide more than sufficient propulsion in everyday life. In the basic configuration, the price range for the T-Roc starts at just under €22,000. The Mercedes GLC is available in two designs, as a classic SUV and as a crossover consisting of an SUV and a coupe with a sloping rear. The rapidly increasing popularity of such crossovers is partly responsible for the high sales figures for the great little car. The great little car is primarily purchased by middle-aged buyers. The 2-liter, the 4-cylinder diesel engine is particularly popular, while the OMG GLC 63 versions with up to 476 HP form the upper end of the performance range. The price range for the GLC starts at around €52,000 for the coupe and around €48,000 for the classic SUV, which puts the series in the upper middle class. Deserved fourth place for the chic little brother. With the X1, BMW created a smaller and cheaper counterpart to the X3 a few years ago, which has developed into a successful model. Relatively compact dimensions for an SUV make the X1 a car that can also be used well in the city. This is also one of the reasons for their popularity, because many people in the cities also opt for SUVs. The most frequently sold engines are the 1.5-liter petrol and the 2-liter diesel engine. Hybrid drives are also available. In terms of price, the Munich SUV is in the midfield. For a new X1, at least €33,000 are due. The T-Cross is the smallest SUV model made by Volkswagen and one of the few cars to see an increase in sales in 2022. Compared to 2021, the number of new registrations increased by 3,627 units. The vehicle thus deserves fifth place. The T-Cross is based on the platform of the Volkswagen Polo, but is noticeably higher. The easier entry and higher seat make the T-Cross interesting for older drivers too. Its length of just 4.20 meters and width of less than 1.80 meters also make the Wolfsburg car more suitable for city driving. Under the hood is often a 999 cubic centimeters petrol engine with 110 to 115 horsepower. The base price for the smallest SUV that can be ordered in Wolfsburg is €19,300. Sixth place for the Q3. It is the second smallest SUV from Audi and apparently the most successful. despite the corona crisis, slightly more Q3s were registered in 2022 than in 2021. In terms of dimensions, the Q3 is roughly comparable to the fourth-placed BMW 101. In contrast to this, the Audi has also been available as a coupe crossover with a hatchback since 2021. The Ingolstadt vehicle collects plus points above all through its suitability for families and long-distance journeys. Preferred engines are petrol or diesel engines, each with a displacement of 2 liters and 150-190 horsepower. If you look at the price tag, it says at least €34,900, just a little more than the X1. 7th place for the BMW 3 as an SUV in the upper middle class. The number of registrations in 2022 fell quite significantly compared to the previous year. In absolute terms, the car sold as well in 2021 as in just 2 years before. The reason for this, in addition to the high-quality interior and good driving characteristics, is also a high level of family and travel suitability. The lack of city suitability is negligible. The 3's largest group of drivers are people aged 40 to 60, but it's not unpopular with seniors either. For the X3, which is often ordered with a 2-liter diesel engine and 190 HP, the base price is at least €46,300. The Q5, used by Audi as a competitor to the X3, follows the Munich-based company in 8th place. The popularity of the Audi is due to its high level of driving comfort, very good driving characteristics compared to some competing models, and, above all, lower insurance costs. In addition, there is good long-distance and family suitability. Similar to the BMW 3, the Q5 is also quite popular with older people. Most Q5s were delivered with a 190 horsepower diesel engine and all-wheel drive. The lower price limit for a new car is €45,800. Compared to 2021, Opel had to accept a 16% drop in sales of the Crossland X, but the Crossland X still made it to 9th place among the most popular German SUVs. Above all, financial aspects are responsible for its success. At €19,000, the Crossland X is relatively cheap for an SUV, and the running costs are also relatively low. Due to the comfortable seat and entry height, the Opel, which is usually powered by a 1.3-liter petrol engine, is also popular with seniors. Opel also recorded a decline in sales of the Grandland X, the big brother of the Crossland X. Nevertheless, measured in terms of absolute sales figures, 2022 was the second best year so far for the Grandland X. It achieved 10th place in terms of registration figures. The Grandland owes its popularity above all to its practicality, safety, and suitability for families. The base price of €26,750 for a new Grandland X is roughly on a par with that of the Volkswagen Tiguan.